has shown that he's been at an all-pro level at linebacker, but...
Time out for a second. Breaking news, baseball. James Paxton and the Seattle Mariners are in agreement. 1 year, $8.5 million reports Jet passing.
Paxton going back to Seattle.
Eric, continue.
All right, but yeah, so our linebacker position is up in the air. Cornerbacks are very young, and I don't understand why we keep on drafting cornerbacks early in the first 2 rounds. First of all, they depreciate faster than any other position for some reason. They last like 4 or 5 years and then get shut down. They don't have trade value. It's like we should be focusing on positions that add value, even if we maybe are deeper at that position. But just get something to have an asset that we can move and continue to build up on our team. Especially when we're missing on these cornerbacks. Mike Zimmer thinks that he understands how to train cornerbacks and how to prepare them, but it's not showing up. He's supposed to be one of the best defensive minds in the country, and it's not translating. And you'd think, okay, well, if he's so good, you could plug and play. Well, that's not the case. And then Anthony Harris in the back end. Yeah, him and Harrison Smith were great in 2019, but man, they looked. I don't know if it's because of the lack of the defensive line or just the lack of the pressure, but they just look lost in the secondary out there. But most of all, just the offensive line is the only thing holding back our offense. Obviously, Dalvin Cook, versatile back, does great at pass block, does great at pass catching, short screens, getting out there, or just power running. He's multifaceted running back. And
so I'll ask you this, Eric. Would you rather have Adrian Peterson in his prime or Dalvin Cook?
Is no question for me. It's Dalvin Cook 100%.
Exactly.
Dalvin Cook was by far more of a better all-around back than Peterson.
Dalvin Cook is a better football player than Peterson is. Peterson's a better ball runner, but he has to be 7 yards deep out of the I formation. Has to line up behind a quarterback. Can't run out of the shotgun. Can't catch a pass out of the backfield. Can't make a block on a blitzing corner or linebacker.
No, he just
but Dalvin Cook can. Yeah, so I'm glad we're all in agreement.
Matador,
one of the things. Fuck.
Matty Uchi? Matty Ice? Matt
Matty
Ryan?
Ice.
A mad Matt Ryan?
Well, kind of looks like Matt Ryan sidestepping shit. But, and then obviously the young wide receiver core. I mean, you have Adam Thielen getting up there a little bit, becoming a seasoned veteran. Still leading the league in a lot of stats. Or not leading the league, but he's top 10.
Well, he's leading the white guys. Scotty Miller's coming up close.
Maybe we can trade him to the Patriots. They like them.
No, Scotty Miller, bro. Fastest white boy on ice. Or on the field, I should say.
On ice.
Yeah, I see white guy and I automatically think ice. Brian, quit being racist.
But then our young, in my opinion, Rookie of the Year.
I thought you said Ricky of the Year.
No, Rookie. Yeah. Not Ricky Rubio of the Year. Justin Jefferson. This kid's phenomenal. I don't know if it's because he doesn't have the pressure of being the main wide receiver, but some of the routes that he runs, they're just crisp. He sits there and blows past defenders like he was born that way. And so
maybe it's the way he is. Maybe it's maybe
in order to become a serious contender, shore up the offensive line, get some defensive line help, and Zimmer's got to figure out the defensive backs, otherwise we don't have a chance.
Brian, your thoughts? Eric just took a half hour on the Vikings, but that's all right.
Well, it's his thing.
You'll take 35 minutes on the Twins.
Just saying, when the Twins come up here, we'll time me or something. So offensively with the Vikings, I mean, running backs, Dalvin Cook, obviously one of the better ones in the league. Madison's capable backup. Wide receivers, tight ends, got a good group of them. Justin Jefferson obviously emerged as a rookie last year. Thielen still proved his value. Irv Smith, I think, is a capable tight end. Kyle Rudolph, obviously, kind of more.
Kyle Rudolph's going to bugger off.
Role. Yeah, just saying.
He already said if the Vikings want to use me as a blocker primarily, I want out. He's already said it.
Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, the offensive line does need some helps. As far as Kirk Cousins, though, Yeah, I mean, it's hard, when you're getting sacked and all that, and I don't think he's going anywhere because if the Vikings and 49ers were to trade for a quarterback, the Vikings would be getting the same quarterback, just a guy who got injured a lot.
You're getting a younger, more attractive Kirk Cousins.
Who got injured a lot.
Kirk Cousins
and significant
is the first
injuries.
QB in Vikings history to start every game in 3 years.
And that's the thing, that's what I'm talking about, is that the injury, he doesn't get injured. So
maybe not history, but for a long fucking time.
But the one thing with Kirk Cousins I'll say is I look at some, and again, I watched, some Vikings games. I didn't, watch them too closely, but there were certain times when he was sacked. A lot of them were okay, he just didn't have a chance to even think.
They were coverage sacks.
Yeah, a lot of them was he was just a statue in the pocket.
Yeah, he doesn't move.
Where you watch guys like Rodgers, Mahomes, Wilson.
Of course, you said Rodgers first.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was the name that came up here, though. Did you hear me name the other 5 or 6 guys?
It's just funny.
Or are you just gonna sit over there with a thumb up your pooper?
Well, he definitely is.
I got 2 thumbs up the pooper.
But these guys would. Extend the pocket, roll out, buy time.
I do have to say, though, he's getting better at avoiding them, but he's avoiding them right into other defenders. So, he'll miss one guy.
Right.
He's getting better with understanding where that guy's coming from, but then there's another 4 fucking guys right there all the time. It's just a lack of offensive line. There's no blocking.
Well, obviously they need better pass protectors. Obviously, so
our offensive line is set up for run blocking, and it's just
which is fine. But again, you're set up for run the ball and then do the play action pass. Problem is you need the offensive line to hold him that much, for the play action.
Well,
pass.
on an offensive line standpoint, I can tell you're at a better advantage when you're run blocking because you're more aggressive.
Yes, you know what you're. Yeah.
As an offensive lineman, when you're going back into pass protection,
it's a lot of reactive.
Yeah, you're just you're blocking whoever's coming at you. But when you're run blocking, you have assignments. Okay, if I'm not covered here, I'm taking this guy. If I'm covered on this shoulder, I'm taking this guy. You're more aggressive. It's more offensive, literally.
I do wonder.
And as far as defense goes with the Vikings, one, get healthy and stay healthy. Again, we mentioned Danielle Hunter, Anthony Barr, the top 2 pass rushers. Really, they were out. Yep. Your nose tackle opted out for the season due to current social event.
The PNC,
yeah,
deep at nose tackle at all.
Right, and Eric Kendricks was out for a good chunk of this year as well. Yeah. Especially near the end of the season.
At the end of the season, yeah.
Harrison Smith getting up there in age and all that.
Harrison Smith is good, but he's got to stop taking those fucking targeting calls.
But he's, but it's, one guy in that secondary. They're all young, inexperienced.
Gladney is good. Yeah. He got better.
Yeah, Gladney improved.
Right, yeah. So, overall with the Vikings, I think they're going to do it kind of,
a hell lot better than Xavier Rhodes, that's damn sure.
It's a 5 or 6. Just don't do anything. Get healthy. Stay healthy. See what you have before you make anything significant.
So who are you drafting right now?
If I was the Vikings, I would
wrap up the Vikings. If you got the
offensive lineman, probably.
Are you going specifically offensive lineman and defensive pass rusher, or are you taking best player available?
I think you need
regardless position.
I think you need to do I think you need an offensive lineman.
I would say these positions. I would stay away from running back, wide receiver.
Well, again, I would say a whole lot of teams don't want to take first-round running backs unless you have a legitimate talent.
There was a whole lot of reckless speculation of that wide receiver down in LSU that used to play with Justin Jefferson will probably fall to number 14, where the Vikings will be.
I have a hard time to think he'll fall that far. That'd be a steal, yeah, but I wouldn't say that. Again, drafting...
Well, how many teams ahead of you are going to, 1, draft quarterbacks, and then 2, offensive linemen and defensive players?
I'm wondering, though, how many are actually going to get drafted, though. Because, again, we still have to see how this whole quarterback carousel plays out.
Yeah, hey, I'm just telling you, I've seen it, man. Kevin Costner fucking got a steal on his draft when the dude from Wisconsin...
Did you just quote a fucking fictional movie?
When the guy from Wisconsin, the quarterback, didn't have anybody go to his birthday party.
What the fuck is wrong with you sometimes?
A lot of things. Draft Day. That was an alright movie. I gave it a C+. Just because it had a lot of stars in there. Kevin Costner. Who else is in there? Dennis Leary.
Jennifer Gardner.
She'll garden your cucumbers.
Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, yeah. R.I.P.
Wakanda forever.
Oh, I thought you said Wakanda Forever. I thought you said Wanda Forever. I was like, what? Who's Wanda?
She's Cosmo.
Are you seeing somebody else, you fucking dick?
She's Cosmo's wife.
Yeah, fuck you. Of course it's Cosmo's wife. Seeing somebody else. All right. Speaking of seeing somebody else, I want to see the Wild actually win a game for once. It's been
Play a game.
Play a game. It's been almost 2 weeks already because they got the PNC going all up in there thanks to Los Angeles Kings.
3 weeks with our actual healthy roster.
Marcus Foligno came out and said basically the LA Kings gave it to us and we gave it to the Avalanche. And we gave it to each other because we can't stop having orgies in the shower.
I don't think he said that.
He didn't say the last part, but his bright blue eyes said it. God, that guy's got the most gorgeous eyes in hockey, I guarantee it. Marcus Foligno. Butstad, Johansson, Foligno, Brodin, Spurgeon, they all come off of the protocol list today. They practiced yesterday. Sounds like they're going to be able to play in Los Angeles on Tuesday, but I'm not holding my breath. And I honestly think it's basically the Wild are restarting their season. It's been a couple weeks since they actually had game time flow. They've been sitting in a hotel room by themselves, not allowed to work out, not allowed to practice. All you basically do is sit around and order room service 3 times a day for the last couple weeks. Not much they can do. So now they kind of have to rush to get back into actual mid-season form. We don't know what's going to happen with the games that they missed. If the NHL is just going to say, hey, you're shit out of luck, now you're going to miss the playoffs. Shouldn't have gotten, the old virus. Or if they're going to have a extra week that they have to play or 2 weeks that they have to play to make up these games. Nobody knows because the NHL is basically making up as it goes. But for the Minnesota Wild, I have them at a 6 out of 10. Minnesota Wild have that young... Look at me now. I'm sounding like fucking Wes Walls. I can't say the Wild. I always have to say the Minnesota Wild. God, that's what I hate about Wes Walls. Just say the fucking Wild for once.
Doing it.
Every time you say the Wild, you don't have to say the Minnesota Wild, Wes Walls. Everybody watching right now, if you're the lucky few that get Fox Sports North because of your cable or streaming provider, fucking watch. Next time Wes Walls is doing a game, every fucking time he's going to say, the Minnesota Wild. We get it. We know where they're from. We get it. So the Minnesota Wild, they got that young core. They got Kaprizov from Russia, finally, 5 years after drafting him. Kevin Fiala was kind of hit or miss when we first got him from Mikhail Granlund. But now he's looking good. I liked Ryan Donato, but they sent him over to San Jose. Kako Kakinen, very funny name. It would be great for porn industry, but especially the gay porn industry. But he's looking like a great, solid goaltender. I like the youngins they got on this team. Greenway, he's gotten leaner. He's gotten meaner. Eriksson Ek is still getting in people's faces, making those hits after the play, kind of roughing guys up in the corner.
And even putting the puck in the net, too.
Yeah, he's fucking lighting up the lamp.
7 goals?
So these young kids are finally showing up to play for the Wild. That's what's giving me kind of hope. But the fucking contracts of like Butstad and Bonino and Victor Rask and Zach Parise and Ryan Suter are the ones that are holding back the Wild. And you can't tell me Zach Parise wants to stay here anymore because he fucking waived his no-trade clause to go to the Islanders. Last trade deadline. Dude doesn't want to be here anymore. He does not want to be part of a rebuild. He's got a couple years left until he retires. He wants out. He's ring chasing. He's officially ring chasing. So the moment that Billy Guerin asks him, hey, we want to trade you to so-and-so, as long as they're a contender, he's going to say, fuck yes, get me out of here. And as long as that team takes on his whole fucking salary of $7.95 million this year and next year, and then I think the only time we don't spend a shit ton of money on him is his last 2 years of his contract, where he makes $2 million and $1 million. Fucking take the dude. July 4th of 2012 is the day that killed the Minnesota Wild. We spent too much money on Zach Parise and Ryan Suter, and where have we gone since then? First round exits of the playoffs, if we even get there. How many series have we lost to the Chicago Blackhawks?
Too fucking many.
How many times has this team put up a minuscule effort in the playoffs?